Colleen Murphy, good showing by your team against Colorado State last week, conference foe. How did you feel about the morning?
You know, it's always really exciting to be against an in-state rival. We got to swim them twice this year. I'm really good friends with their coach. That doesn't mean I don't want to win the meet, but I think we had a great meet. We had a lot of girls stepping up. They swam really well, and it's great because we're kind of peaking at the right time.
Yeah, you certainly are. And then, of course, for Lexi Duchesne and Kylie Stronko, their last real meet at home, they got recognized. Just take me through that. It had to be kind of an emotional day for them as well.
You know, it was emotional for them, and it was emotional for me. Those two girls, they are my first class as head coach. We all came in together. I mean, I was the assistant before, so I had recruited them, but they're the first class that I've had, you know, the whole 4 years. And both of them have grown so much. They both had injuries and sicknesses throughout, and they've had a really strong senior year, even with all the COVID stuff. And I'm really, really proud of them. They've grown so much. Kylie's been our captain all year. She's been a true leader, and Lexi's been her right-hand woman every step of the way. She's really supported Kylie, and they've become really close friends. I'm really, really proud of everything that they've been able to accomplish at the Academy. Kylie's our school record holder in 2 events. Lexi's in our top 10 in multiple events. Both of them will be on relays at conference, so they'll be major team players that way as well as their individual swims.
Before we get to this weekend, what did that meet do for the confidence of your team as you move, we're about a month away from conference? Do you feel like you're in the right place?
You know, our team has swum faster in season than they've ever swum. Typically January, they kind of get in the doldrums a little bit, and it's hard to kind of step up and race, but they've really taken advantage of finally being able to have meets every weekend. And so I think their confidence level is very high because of what they're able to accomplish every meet that we have. We have front end speed, but we're also finishing really well in our races. So that gives us a lot of confidence going into this weekend, and then of course our conference championship.
This weekend you mentioned sprint championships, so it's a little bit of a different meet against Denver University. Just kind of tell me and for the fans that don't know how this works.
So very different than any dual meet that you do in the college season. I will say Rob Clayton was the one who kind of started this whole thing with DU, and we kind of hopped on board. And so at the beginning of the meet, everyone swims their 50s of strokes. We go through every single stroke, women then men, and then we take the top 8 from those, and they go into a semifinal competition. From that semifinal, we do a top 4 that race to see who the fastest sprinter is in each stroke. We say in the state of Colorado. Of course, it's just us and DU, but we call it the Colorado Sprint Championships. Kylie Stronko's won the backstroke a couple years in a row, so we're excited for her. Cephalina will be at full strength at this meet, so we're looking for some big things from her. And we've got strong breaststrokers and butterflyers as well.
Yeah. So can a swimmer rest to make the semifinals? Maybe not swim, or do you just go the fastest you can do every single time you're swimming?
You know, I think with the 50, you really kind of just have to go fast every time. We do see improvements at times, from the original round to the top 8 to the top 4. But the improvement times are going to be, 2 or 3 tenths of a second. But I think they can make changes within the race. So some of our very top girls, at the first race, they're like, oh, I want to work that turn more or have a better finish. My start wasn't as great as I wanted to. So they can make little changes like that. But with a sprint and only being a 50, you really kind of have to go for it every single time.
Being that this is such a different competition, it seems like there's a little more suspense almost that's built into this thing. Do you think that's helpful as you head towards the conference?
I do. I think, going into Mountain West and having to get up and race over and over again really teaches them, when we get into the morning at Mountain West, if you don't do it in the morning, you don't get to come back. So it teaches them that they have to, step up and be all out from the get-go.
Colleen Murphy, thanks for the time. Good luck this weekend.
All right, thanks.